I take absolutely no joy in the dysfunction that we're seeing from Matt Gaetz and the extremist Republicans right now. Never in our country's history has a speaker been removed from office. And what this does is it distracts from the really necessary work that we're doing in government and have to do over the next 40 days to keep the government open. It was Matt Gaetz and the extremist MAGA Republicans who started this infighting within their own caucus. When members of the Democratic caucus reached out to Speaker McCarthy and his team, there were never any types of real discussions that the speaker was willing to have. And again, I think it's because they are not focused on governing right now. They are worried about politics and distraction. And that's why this is not enjoyable. It's not fun to see the dysfunction happening right now because it has real world impacts. We have fewer than 45 days to keep the government open and avoid another shutdown. And we are losing this week right now because of their infighting. I think the word unprecedented has been used more times this session than ever, but that's what we're in. This is the first time in our country's history that a speaker has been removed and we have to go to the next step. So what happens next? There is a speaker pro tem of the House of Representatives who's already been appointed. And that person's sole job is to conduct an election for Speaker of the United States House of Representatives. So that's what we have to do next. And we have to do that before anything else can happen, before we can consider any more legislation or move bills on the floor. And let's remember, Kevin McCarthy can get reelected Speaker as part of this process. Also, you do not have to be a member of the United States House of Representatives to be elected Speaker of the House of Representatives. So I think you're really in for a wild few hours, potentially a few days, maybe even a few weeks as this gets sorted out because of the infighting in the Republican Party. Despite the infighting from the extremists in the Republican Party, we are here to work. And that privately and publicly, we are reaching out to our colleagues across the aisle saying we are here to work. We want to make sure we keep the government open. We want to make sure we pass a farm bill and have plenty of resources for Kentucky's farmers, for Kentucky's school children and school lunches and meals program, initiatives to end hunger in our community. There's really important work we have to do this year. We stand ready to do that work. And so I hope the infighting from the extremist Republicans stops, and that's what we can do for the rest of the year. Sitting there on the floor for the votes and for the debate, the mood was really somber on our side. This is not something that we take pleasure in. You know, we have elections. And then when the elections happen, we go about governing. And right now, the Republicans have the majority. It is their job to elect a speaker as the majority. And if they can't do that, they're fine to reach out to us on the Democratic side to help in that process. So far, they have not done that. And so their dysfunction, though, is keeping our government from doing its job. And that's not something I'm ever going to take pleasure in. Continue to work. I mean, the thing is, despite the dysfunction you see going on in the Republican caucus right now, my office is still open. We're still helping people with their benefits. We're still helping people get their passports. We are still working on legislation. I've already passed one bill through the House of Representatives. We're working to get it passed through the Senate to help our veterans and get it to the president's desk. So we are still working. And of course, I'm always rooting for our country and for our government to succeed. And so to that end, we're doing the best we can.